Hello BookTube, it's me Amber. Today I wanted to do a little write with me. So I kind of created a schedule for myself for February. And so far I've stuck with it really well, which I mean it's only been a week, but for me that's really good that I've stuck to it this far. And so far I've had 4 days a week where I do my writing days. And today is one of them. And today I wanted to focus on poetry. I don't share a lot of my stuff with anybody but my husband. So this is going to be an interesting little endeavor. Now I usually write with my notebook. So this is my reading and writing notebook. I'm super excited about this. I really love poetry. Poetry is one of my great passions. This is something I usually just, when it comes to writing poetry, I just blot some stuff down and then move on to another draft. But this one, I want to write it out, and then I want to experiment and go back through and figure out what it is I'm trying to say and figure out rhyme scheme. Now today I want to work on a Villanelle. Okay, so I found it. A good example of this is, again, I'm using Billy Collins' Aimless Love, new and selected poems. And here he has a poem called Villanelle, or entitled Villanelle. And it goes, "The first line will not go away, though the middle ones will disappear, and the third, like the first, is bound to get more play. Examples of this type are written every day, and whether uplifting or drear, the first line will just not go away. It seems some lines have the right of way. It's their job to reappear. For example, the third, designed to get more play. Whether you squawk like an African gray, or sing sweetly to the inner ear, the line you wrote first will just not go away. You may compose all night and day, under a bare light bulb or a crystal chandelier, but line number 3 must get more play. How can a poet hope to go wildly astray, or sing out like a romantic gondolier, when the first line will not go away, and the third always has the final say?" So I like that. I like that in the first and third line of that first stanza get repeated, but they also get slightly changed, and the meaning is the same, but it is a little bit different of a different take. And so I like that a lot. And I am fascinated with villanelles. I really, really love villanelles. So I've always wanted to get better at writing them. So today I wanted to take a more structured approach to my writing and try to write a villanelle. And there is an idea I had in mind. A lot of my poetry and a lot of my writing is focused on motherhood and my feelings about motherhood, simply because I am a new mother and it kind of saturates my day, so to speak. So I did have I don't want to call it an incident, but I had a moment the other night where my son was just screaming and he didn't want to go to sleep, and I was just exhausted. And so I kind of wanted to capture that moment in a villanelle. So that's kind of what we're going to try. So bear with me. Hopefully it works. I'll try to share some of it with you. I don't like sharing my first roughest drafts, but we'll see how it goes. All right, let's get to it. go quite to plan. I had that moment stuck in my head, and I was trying to do a true Villanelle where it rhymes, and I don't think that's working for me. I think I should go for just trying to get the idea out there, not worrying about rhyme, and then going back and polishing it and trying to find that rhyme. I don't know if that's the proper way to do it, but I think that's what I'm gonna have to do. I don't want to read it to you because it's not very good. So I'm gonna try again and see what I can get from there. Better about this draft number 2. And what I did differently was I went to the bottom with the bottom couplet where the 2 repeating phrases come together at the end. And I created that first, and then I went through and put them where they would be in their repeating stanzas with their repetitions, and then I went from there. I definitely like this a lot better. I found it a lot more soothing. I felt like I had that sentiment a lot more strong, was a lot stronger. I don't know, I kind of feel a little shaky because like that was a really hard moment for me, and so I don't want to dwell on it, but I want to come to peace with it because it was a really hard moment. Poetry is definitely one of the ways I cope with some of my pent-up feelings. There was a poem I was finally able to write that I'd been trying to write for 3 years. This was back in 2016. I was getting ready to be married for my wedding, and it was a few months away, and one night the first few lines popped into my head, and I was scrambling to write it down, and I got it all out, and I just started sobbing because I was like, it's done. Like, I finally found a way to like write this poem that I had written earlier that just did not work, and it was just horrible, and I didn't like it, and I finally found a way to rewrite it and write it in a way that made sense to me. And so I'm hoping I have one of those moments with this poem where in thinking about it and wrestling with it and trying to flesh it out, I have one of those moments where I have clarity and I know exactly what I want to say, and it punches, you know? It's definitely what I want. I want a poem that'll punch you in the gut, but you can also say, hey, I've been there, I know it. It's beautiful. It's beautifully said. That's what I want. That's my goal. So, yeah. I don't know if I'm going to keep going. I don't know if I want to read this. So I'll just tell you this. The original couplet that I was working off of, I liked this idea. Okay, so it's vastly different than my first one. Well, not vastly, but it's quite a bit different from my first draft. And so the couplet that I originally wrote down that I was working off of was, I'll sing you a lullaby, please sleep my darling, please try. And in writing that out and fleshing that out, I kind of tweaked it in a few places, and I don't know if you saw, but I was crossing stuff out and like trying to like write above it, so it does look a little gross, but there's some stuff that's crossed out, and it's I'll sing you a lullaby with shaking voice and tear-filled eyes. Please sleep, my darling, please try. That's a good first stanza. I like that. I like that. I don't know if anybody else will like that, but I really like that. And it's just the rest I have to work on. I'll just finish this lullaby. Stay asleep, my darling, please try. That was the end that I finished on. And whew, it's good. I really like how it turned out. I'll probably work on it a little bit more maybe next week. I kind of want to take this moment and maybe write down a few other poems. But yeah, I don't know. Thanks for being here with me. Thanks for letting me kind of flesh out my idea and talk myself through it. Thanks for letting me share, you know, a Billy Collins poem with you. I look forward to my next video. I'll see you next week. Bye.